Right. So now coming to the amendment number 4, which is regarding the SA 810, which is regarding the engagements to report on the summary financial statements, right? So we have these three standards in the 800 series: SA 800, 805, and the 810. 800 special purpose framework, 805 single financial statement specific element, account or item of the financial statements, and now we have the 810, which is regarding the engagements to report on the summary financial statements, right? So, engagement to report on the summary financial statements. Okay, right. So, 800, it was regarding the special purpose framework. And then, along with special purpose, we have also a general purpose framework. And then, 805, it is regarding the audit of the part of the financial statements, and wherein we also have the complete financial statements. Okay. And now 810 is regarding the engagement to report on the summary financial statements. And obviously, these summary financial statements are prepared from the audited financial statements. Okay. Now, say general purpose financial statements, complete financial statements, audited financial statements. This audit work has been done by PwC. Example. So now, special purpose framework financial statements, they can either be audited by PwC or they could be audited by another auditor. Say example KPMG. For auditing complete set of financial statements, PwC has been appointed. For doing the audit of the part also, PwC has been appointed, or another CA firm could also be appointed. But we saw that in that case, it may not be practicable if you are not engaged to do the audit also. But for the purpose of SA 810, only the auditor who has done the audit, who has issued the audit report on the audited financial statements, only that uncle, only that auditor can issue a report on the summary financial statements. Right? So 800, 805, it may be the same auditor, it could be a different auditor, it might be another auditor. But for the purpose of 810, it has to be the same auditor. Right? It has to be the same auditor who has done the audit of the complete financial statements, audited financial statements. Only that auditor can issue a report on the summary financial statements. Right? So that is first takeaway for you from SA 810, that it has to be the same uncle. It has to be the same auditor. Okay. Next one. For preparation of financial statements, general purpose, special purpose, whatever, what is required is the AFRF. With the applicable financial reporting framework, the laws and regulations which are to be followed by the management in the preparation of the financial statements. Right. Now, for the preparation of the SFS. What is SFS? Summary financial statements. What is required is the applied criteria. Right? What is required is the applied criteria. And we have a mind-boggling definition of applied criteria. You know, it's in the wildest of the dreams, you cannot, guess this definition. What is applied criteria? What is applied criteria? What is the definition? It is the criteria applied. And yeah, that's what it is. What is applied criteria? It is the criteria applied by the management in the preparation of the summary financial statements. So, what is applied criteria? Criteria applied. Wow. Okay. Right. So, criteria applied in the preparation of the summary financial statements. Okay. Now, this applied criteria, it could be developed by the management. Okay, management in-house, they would have sat and thought of preparing some, decided some criteria, or it could be given by the law regulation. If it is given by the law regulation, then that applied criteria, we can also call it as the established criteria, because it has been given by the law regulation. Right? Because it has been given by the law regulation. So first, most important, the moment when I talk about SA 810, two things have to pop up in your mind. One, it has to be the same auditor, and second, you have to check for the applied criteria. Right? The applied criteria. Okay. Now, financial statements, what do we say? It could be the compliance framework, or it could be the fair presentation framework. Right? For audited financial statements, for complete financial statements, for compliance framework, we could express an opinion saying prepared. Right? And for fair presentation framework, we express an opinion saying true and fair view or a present fairly. Right? Or present fairly. Now, for summary financial statements, auditor, when same auditor, you have to express an opinion. Now, the term, the phrase used by you for expressing the opinion in case of a compliance framework, it will be that these summary financial statements are consistent with the audited financial statements. And in case of a fair presentation framework, these summary financial statements are a fair summary of the audited financial statements. Right? So this is used by the auditor for expressing the opinion. Consistent or fair summary. Like how for financial statements it is prepared or true and fair view. Like that for summary financial statements it is consistent or fair summary. Consistent if it is a compliance framework, and fair summary if it is a fair presentation framework. Okay. Right. So another set of words which I can write over here is the consistent or the fair summary. Consistent in case of compliance framework and fair summary in case of the fair presentation framework. Okay. Right. Now again in SA 810, we have to discuss three things: acceptance, procedures, and the reporting. With APR, the acceptance procedures and the reporting. If you would have noticed the title of SA 800, it says special consideration audits of financial statements prepared in accordance with special purpose framework. SA 805, it says special considerations audit of single financial statement, specific element, account or item of the financial statement. But in 810, you notice they don't use the word audit. They say engagement to report on the summary financial statements. Right? Engagement to report on the summary financial statements. So, in SA 800, we say comply with all essays relevant to the audit. 805 also we say comply with all essays relevant to the audit. Rather, now you adapt the essays as necessary in the circumstances. But in 810, we can't say comply with all essays or adapt with all essays relevant to the audit. Now we have the procedures which are laid down in the SA 810, which are required to be followed. Now we have the procedures which are laid down in SA 810, which are required to be followed. Right, so now let's come to the discussion of the SA 810, engagements to report on the summary financial statements. What did I say? It has to be the same uncle. It has to be the same auditor. Okay, right. Summary financial statements reflect the historical financial information that is derived. Oh my God, such an amazing word over there. Okay, these summary financial statements which have been prepared by the management, what is the base of them? The base of them is the historical financial information which is given in the audited financial statements. And these summary financial statements are derived, right, from the historical financial information, and obviously it is summary, so it contains less details than the financial statement, but though it is less detail, it still provides a structured representation. So you cannot say, oh, management is saying that CA, we have prepared summary financial statements. This is our balance sheet, capital and liabilities, assets, 1000 crore, 1000 crore. And then this is our profit and loss account for the year ended, and then we have the sales other income to be, say example, just 2000 crore, purchase expense and provision for the year 1800 crore, and profit for the year 200 crore, and then that's it, double underline. Right? And they say, see, this is summary. It is derived from the audited financial statements. CA says this is not summary. This is summary ka summary ka summary ka summary summary summary. This is summary raised to 10. So we understand okay, it is like, you say, ma'am, I'm preparing summary notes. So what you do, you just make a list of all the chapters which are applicable for your syllabus. And then you say, ma'am, one day before the exam, I'm going to read that summary which I have prepared. अब वो नाम पढ़ के है. And okay, what is going to happen by looking at the name? So though it is a summary, it should still provide a structured representation. It should make sense, consistent with that provided by the financial statements of the entities, economic resources or obligation at a point in time, or the changes therein for a period of time. Right? So point in time, that is balance sheet, and changes in a particular period, that is the profit and loss. And different laws and regulation may use different terminology to describe the historical financial information. Right? So that's your balance sheet, profit and loss, cash flow, SOCE, and the notes. Okay. Right. So kitna beautiful words are used over there. Summary, it is derived. Then it has to be less detail, and then it still has to be the structured representation. Right? It has to be still the structured representation. Okay. And now we talk about the acceptance. After the acceptance, we have the procedure. Here you don't have adapt all essays or comply with all essays. We have the procedure, super favorite question of essay 810. And then after that, we have the form of opinion, the auditor's report, modifications to the opinion, and all the points regarding the reports. Right. So one by one, let us complete with our discussion regarding the essay 810. Okay. Right. So acceptance, right? Acceptance of the engagement. Okay. Again, if I come to essay 210, giant precondition of essay 210 is what? Acceptability of the AFRF. That whether the AFRF, which is going to be used by the management for the preparation of the financial statements, is that acceptable to the auditor. Now, in essay 810, our giant precondition is the acceptability of the applied criteria. That whatever criteria the management is going to use for the preparation of the summary financial statements, is that acceptable to the auditor? Like, if they are preparing a summary, something like this, CA says the applied criteria not acceptable. I cannot accept this engagement. Why? Because this is summary raised to 10. Right? So the applied, so the acceptability of the applied criteria, that is condition number one. Determine whether the applied criteria are acceptable. Again, for this one, they asked a retail, a specific question. Right? So if they ask you all the factors for engagement acceptance, that will be a wholesale question. But if they specifically ask you a question regarding the considerations for the checking the acceptability of the applied criteria, then that we call it as a retail question. Right. Then, once the applied criteria is acceptable, okay, whatever abridged, condensed, summary financial statements management is preparing, whatever criteria they are applying for the same, it is acceptable to the auditor. So now, who has the responsibility for preparing the summary financial statements as per that applied criteria? Auditor says, yeah, your criteria looks okay, it's acceptable. But now, is auditor going to sit and prepare the summary financial statements as per that applied criteria? No. It is preparation of the summary financial statements in accordance with applied criteria. Whose responsibility? Management uncle, your responsibility. Like, in case of the financial statements, we say preparation and presentation of financial statements in accordance with AFRF, whose responsibility? Management's responsibility. Now, preparation of the summary financial statements in accordance with the applied criteria, whose responsibility? Management responsibility. And now, along with the engagement letter itself, we have to give our draft audit report, right? The draft format of our report. So agree with the management, the form of opinion to be expressed on the summary financial statements. What did I say? What could be the form of opinion? If it is a compliance framework, consistent. If it a fair presentation framework, then fair summary. Right? So these are the three considerations while accepting an engagement to report on the summary financial statements. Number one point over there is the acceptability of the applied criteria. That whether the criteria which is going to be used by the management for the preparation of the summary financial statements, is it acceptable to the auditor? Right? So applied criteria. What is applied criteria? Just amazing definition. The criteria applied, right, by the management in the preparation of the summary financial statements. Summary financial statements require management to determine the information that has to be reflected in the summary financial statement so that it is consistent in all material respects, or it's a fair summary of the audited financial statements. Now, consistent compliance framework, fair summary for the fair presentation framework. Because summary financial statements by their nature contain aggregated information and limited disclosure, because everything what is given in audited financial statements, if all of that you mention in summary, it is not going to be a summary. कुछ तो delete करना ही पड़ेगा. Something will have to be deleted, something will have to be consolidated and given. Only Summary. So your entire book is for say 800 pages and the summary you prepare is also 800 pages, then it's not a summary. It has to be less limited disclosures, aggregated information. But there is an increased risk when you're giving such aggregated information, limited disclosures, that it may not contain certain information so as not to be misleading. There is a bigger possibility that you say, no, no, it is summary, no, no, it is summary. That is why what you did, all the contingent liabilities not disclosed. So it could be misleading. So this risk increases when the criteria for the preparation of summary does not exist. That means it's not given by law regulation, but it has been developed in-house by the management. Right. Then what are the factors? जब भी factor आता है ना, वो exam में separate question. Like factors affecting the auditor's determination of the acceptability of the applied criteria. So, one, what is the nature of the entity? Second, they've already prepared summary financial statement. Why are they preparing these summary financial statements, right? So, they've already prepared audited. Now, why are they preparing summary? Nature of entity. Second, the purpose. Why summary financial statements are being prepared. Then, the information needs of the intended users. Okay, what are the needs of the intended users who are going to be using the summary financial statement? And ultimately, the applied criteria will result in the preparation of such summary financial statements that are not misleading in the circumstances. And so, what do we say? PN cube. What is PN cube? The purpose. And then after that, the nature of the entity. Then after that, what are the needs of the users? And the applied criteria which has been established should be such that the summary financial statements will not result in the it will not be misleading in the circumstances. Right? It will not be misleading in the circumstances. Now, the criteria the preparation of the summary financial statements, it may be given by a standard setting organization or by a law regulation. Right? So as we said, this applied criteria, it could be given, developed by the management, or it could be given by a law regulation. Similar to the case of financial statements as explained in SA 210, in many such cases, the auditor may presume that the criteria is acceptable. Right? So if it is given by law regulation, you can consider it to be acceptable. However, when the established criteria does not exist, then it has to be developed by the management based on the practices in a particular industry. So that's the next point of deliberation, that whether the applied criteria, has it been given by law regulation or is it being developed by the management. If it is given by law regulation, it is generally considered to be acceptable. Now, if the auditor concludes what, that this applied criteria is unacceptable, and they are preparing the chotu sa, chotu sa summary financial statements, like they're just preparing this one small chit over there, and they're saying CSC is so beautiful, we have prepared summary financial statements. Auditor says go home, not done. It is unacceptable. Unable to obtain the agreement of the engagement as discussed above, auditor will not make his hands dirty. He will not accept the engagement required by law regulation. This unless required by law regulation, this sentence is always there everywhere. And an engagement conducted in accordance with such law regulation does not comply with the requirement of this essay. Because as per the essay, to you are saying that boss, ये acceptable नहीं है. But still, so as per the law, you should not accept this engagement. But it is required by law regulation. That is why the engagement is being performed. So such an engagement performed will not be considered to be an engagement performed in accordance with this essay. An engagement conducted in accordance with the law regulation will not indicate, does not comply with the requirement, right? An engagement conducted in accordance with law regulation does not comply with this essay. Accordingly, the auditor's report on the summary financial statements will not indicate that the engagement is done as per this essay. Like generally in an audit, we say, we have conducted our audit in accordance with the standards or auditing specified under 143.10. For 810, we'll mention that we have conducted our engagement as per the procedures laid down in SA 810. It says, how dare you say that? And you cannot write that because it is not acceptable as per the standard. The auditor will include the appropriate reference to the fact in the terms of engagement. Auditor will also determine the effect that this may have on the engagement to audit financial statements from which the summary are being derived. So, iska effect audit report on audited financial statements will be kya hoga, that also the auditor needs to determine. Right. Adequate disclosure of the summarized nature of the summary financial statements and the identity of the summary financial statements is important. Be provided by a title such as Summary Financial Statements prepared from the audited financial statements for 2030. So that gives absolute clarity. Okay, from where are these summary financial statements coming? So you say they are derived, they are prepared from the audited financial statement. That should be the title of the summary financial statements. Not writing summary financial statements. From where did they come? They were prepared from the audited financial statements. Right? They were prepared from the audited financial statements. Right? So acceptability of the applied criteria. That is point number one. Now, once the criteria is acceptable, now point number two. Now, preparation of summary financial statements in accordance with the applied criteria, whose responsibility? Management's your responsibility. Right? So, obtain the agreement of the management that it acknowledges and understands its responsibility for the preparation of financial statements in accordance with the applied criteria. Okay. Now, ये तो summary financial statements है. ये तो are prepared on the basis of the audited financial statements. है ना? They are derived. They are prepared on that basis, applying using the applied criteria. But tomorrow, if any user of the summary financial statements say ये तो summary है, पर मुझे थोड़ा detail वाला देखना था. है ना? So to make the audited financial statements available without undue difficulty, unless law regulates that they need not be made available. Whose responsibility? Management, your responsibility. So you say, ma'am, this is the 200 pages summary that I have prepared. I'm telling you, show me your detailed notes. So even your detailed, your study material should be available. Right? So one, management responsibility to prepare summary based on the applied criteria. Second, to make audited financial statements available without undue difficulty, unless law regulation says that they need not be made available. Right. An auditor's evaluation whether the audited financial statements are available to the intended users without undue difficulty is affected by factors such as whether in the summary financial statement it is clearly described from whom or where are the audited financial statements available. Right. Then are the audited financial statements on public record? Has management established a process by which intended users can get ready access to the audited financial statements? And to include in the audit report on the summary financial statements in any document that contains the summary financial statement and indicate the auditor has reported on them. राइट सो इसे अगर ये तो समरी है बट मैनेजमेंट आपको क्या करना होगा यू हैव टू मेक दी ऑडिटेड फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स अवेलेबल विदाउट अनड्यू डिफिकल्टी. Now, what are the factors where you say audited available without undue difficulty? From whom or where are they available? Then are they on public record? Has management established a process wherein the intended users can have ready access to the audited financial statements? And wherever, management has prepared these summary financial statements and they're saying, oh, summary also are CAPWC, they gave report. They say the report should be attached. The report should be attached to include the auditor's report on the summary financial statements on in any document that contains summary financial statements and indicates that the auditor has reported on them. So they saying अरे ये समरी ना हाँ इस पे भी हमारा सीए रिपोर्ट दिया तो सीए रिपोर्ट दिया तो रिपोर्ट किधर है the report has to be included. Right? The report has to be included. Do you follow this? Make audited financial statements available without undue difficulty. Whom or where? Public record. Then it says also ready access and to include the audit report on the summary financial statements. Okay, right? That is the engagement acceptance. And then third point over there, agree with the management on the form of opinion to be expressed, right? So it could be consistent or the fair summary. Right, so that is the acceptance. Acceptance ka point number one, acceptability of the applied criteria. Then preparing summary as per applied criteria, management, your responsibility. Then the form of opinion to be expressed by the auditor on the summary financial statements. It's straight. Okay. Right. Now talking about the nature of procedures to be performed by the auditor. $1 million super favorite question of the ICAR from SA 810. Okay, right? Nature of the procedures. Okay, so let's visualize. What will you visualize? You becoming a chartered accountant in 3 months. Amazing. Okay. Right. Nature of procedures to be performed by the auditor. Okay. These are audited financial statements. You have only audited them. Now, management has prepared the summary financial statements based on the applied criteria. You have to issue an audit report on the summary financial statements. You've already considered the acceptance of the engagement. And now you have to give a report on the summary financial statement. So, what are the procedure कि करना पड़ेगा by PwC before they issue a report on the summary financial statements? Visualization, are you able to do it? कि ये मोटा फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स है, इस मोटे के बेसिस पे छोटा समरी फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स बनाया गया है, मुझे ये समरी पे देना है कि क्या ये फेयर समरी है, क्या ये कंसिस्टेंट है। ये रिपोर्ट देने के लिए मुझे क्या पड़ेगा वो मैं अभी आपके साथ डिस्कस कर रही हूँ। Okay, procedure number one. What is procedure number one? That whether the summary financial statements adequately disclose their summarized nature. Adequately disclose. है ना, सुशोभित तरीके से लिखा हुआ है कि सिर्फ बैलेंस शीट नहीं लिख सकते, क्योंकि बैलेंस शीट लिखा तो लगेगी नॉर्मल साइज की बैलेंस शीट है। क्लियरली लिखा हुआ रहना चाहिए, समराइज्ड बैलेंस शीट, कंडेंस्ड बैलेंस शीट, अब्रेज्ड बैलेंस शीट that are prepared from the audited financial statements. So, adequately disclose their summarized nature. And adequately disclose their summarized nature. Then, with the summary financial statements, do they adequately disclose the applied criteria? जैसे financial statements के notes to account में क्या दिया जाता है? अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसी। वैसे समरी फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स के नोट्स में क्या देना चाहिए? अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसी तो देना, बट उसके साथ क्या देना है? अप्लाइड क्राइटेरिया। So adequately disclose the applied criteria. Third, you check whether summary financial statements are prepared in accordance with the applied criteria. Well, prepared in accordance with the applied criteria. Has management disclosed summary financial statements from whom or the audited financial statements are available unless law regulation says that they need not be made available? कि क्या समरी फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स में दिया गया है कि किसके पास से, कहाँ से ऑडिटेड फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स प्राप्त किए जा सकते हैं अनलेस लॉ रेगुलेशन सेज दैट दे नीड नॉट बी मेड अवेलेबल। फिर यहाँ इन्होंने लिखा है कि सम ऑडिटेड फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स आर अवेलेबल ऑन द वेबसाइट ऑफ द कंपनी। They've given the link of the website. You open that link and you see error 404, nothing found. है ना, error 404, है ना, तो कुछ नहीं है वहां पे। So for point number 4, के have they given के from audited are available. Point number 5, whether the audited financial statements are they really available where they are said to be made available. कि क्या दिया है कि they are available on the website. That's what you saw in point number 4. Point number 5, actually go on the website and check whether the audited are available over there. Check whether the audited are available over there. Right? Then point number 6, compare. Right? The information given in the summary financial statements with the historical financial information which is there in the audited financial statements. के audited financial statements में debtor 2000 crore, summary financial statements में debtor 2000 crore. Wonderful. So this is the main procedure. And then ऐसा ऑडिटर आपको ध्यान रखना है कि कहीं मैनेजमेंट ने ऐसा तो नहीं किया है कि समरी अति समरी हो गया। So check whether the summary financial statements are they at an appropriate level of the aggregation, and are they at an appropriate level of the aggregation, and there is no over summary which has happened. These are the procedures which are required to be performed for SA 810. Summary financial statements. Do they adequately disclose their chotu nature, summarized nature? Do they adequately disclose the applied criteria? Are they prepared in accordance with the applied criteria? In summary, is it given from whom or where audited are available? Are they really available where they are said to be made available? Compare with the historical financial information. Is it properly derived? And are they at an appropriate level of the aggregation? Pause the video, learn it 3 times, then proceed further. Okay, right. So, what does it say? Nature of procedure. Summary financial statements, do they adequately disclose their summarized nature. And obviously, you also have to identify the audited financial statements, adequately disclose the applied criteria. Well, where summary financial statements, whether from whom or where the audited financial are available, unless law regulation says they need not be made available. And are the audited really available without undue difficulty where they are said to be made available? Right. Then it says summary financial statements have been prepared on the basis of the applied criteria. So, summary have been prepared on the basis of the applied criteria. Then you check these financial statements, you compare, right, that whether the summary financial statements in with the yes with the related information in the audited to determine whether summary agree with or can be recalculated from the information in the audited financial statements. And also check that summary financial statements, are they at an appropriate level of aggregation so as not to be misleading in the circumstances, like that whether they are at an appropriate level of the aggregation, right? So 3, 2 and 2 points, that is how we have divided the procedures of SA 810, engagements to report on the summary financial statements, right? So again, a very important question, 5 star. Okay, now coming to the form of opinion. Right, so form of opinion, if it is an unmodified opinion, for a compliance framework, you will say consistent. For a fair presentation framework, you will say the fair summary. And if law regulation gives the wording of the opinion in terms that are different from that described above, the law regulation is saying don't say consistent or fair summary, then it says the auditor will apply the procedures 1 to 7 discussed above and plus 1 to 7 discussed above, also any further procedures which are necessary to enable the auditor to express the prescribed opinion, whatever is told in that particular law regulation, right? Whatever is told in that particular law regulation. And evaluate whether the users of summary financial statements might misunderstand the auditor's opinion on summary, and if so, whether additional explanation in the audit report can mitigate the possible misunderstanding. So, if there is a possibility of misunderstanding, additional disclosures, explanation which will mitigate the possible misunderstanding. And auditor says, bhai, even giving the additional disclosures, it will not mitigate the possible misunderstanding. Auditor says, bye bye. Auditor shall not accept the engagement again unless required by law regulation. And an engagement conducted as per the law, you will not say it is done as per the essay. This we have seen in the acceptance also. And accordingly, the auditor's report on summary will not indicate that the engagement is performed in accordance with this essay. Probably, I'm just considering it as a possibility that you would have tried to study or analyze, the standard on your own. कोशिश की होगी, maybe. And now, because there is an amendment or something, because Aarti Lahoti ma'am video popped up, you didn't want to, but it popped up over there, and you happen to see this particular video, is it giving you some additional insight? Is it like adding some moisture to your, ऐसे लग रहा है कि हाँ ऑडिट का सब्जेक्ट जागरूक हो गया है ना? अभी तक ऐसे ऐसे लग रहा था किसी ऐसे न्यूक्लियर पम्प जिसको अभी तक एक्सप्लोर नहीं किया है, वैसे अंडरलाइंग इट वाज जस्ट लाइंग समवेयर, एंड नाउ ऑल ऑफ अ सडन एवरीथिंग इज मेकिंग सेंस, आई एम एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड आई एम डेवलपिंग इंटरेस्ट इन द सब्जेक्ट, व्हाट इज रॉन्ग विथ मी, हाउ कैन आई स्टार्ट लाइकिंग ऑडिट? तो से मैम आई डोंट लाइक ऑडिट मैम, आई हेट इट, बट पता नहीं मैम ऑल ऑफ अ सडन मुझे बड़ा मजा आ रहा है. Okay, right? So, yeah, at least till the time you get your minimum 50 in the exams, you enjoy the subject. What if I get 93 like Rishabh Oswal, who's gotten All India rank 1 and 93 in audit? Wonderful. I'll take your interview in that case. But yeah, I'll take it otherwise also, your interview with whatever marks you succeed. You would, because everybody has their own story of success. But yeah, you have to, there is no shortcut. If you read it, it won't work. You have to understand the content of the subject over there, of the standards over there. Okay, that's so form of opinion. Right, so what does it say? Oh my God, ma'am, the opinion, the law regulation ke hisab se they are doing it. So then now you need to check whether any additional procedures are required to be performed, whether any additional disclosures are required to be given. But even after giving the additional disclosures, not able to mitigate the possible misunderstanding, bye-bye. And still, if you do the engagement, you won't say that you've done it as per these standards, right? You won't say that you have done it as per these standards. Okay, right. Now, coming to the auditor's report on the summary financial statements. Like, we study SA 700. And essay 700, forming an opinion and reporting, wherein we say title, addressee, opinion, basis for opinion, going concern, key audit matter, other information, if any, if any, if any. And then management's responsibility, auditor's responsibility, other reporting responsibilities, and signature, place, and date. And these are the contents of the audit report for the audited financial statements. Now we are going to discuss the contents of the audit report for the summary financial statements. Right now, we are going to discuss the contents of the audit report for the summary financial statements. So, number one, title. Title clearly indicating that it is the report of an independent auditor. Amazing. Independent auditors report on the summary financial statements which have been derived from the audited financial statements. Okay. Addressee. An addressee is not the same as the addressee of the audit report. On the audited financial statements, the auditor shall evaluate the appropriate different addressee. The entire audit report has been addressed to the shareholders, but this audit report is being addressed on summary to the board of directors. So evaluate the appropriateness of using a different addressee. And factors that may affect the auditor's evaluation of the appropriateness of the addressee of the summary financial statement include the terms of engagement, nature of entity, and the purpose. It's what is the terms of engagement, what is the nature of the entity, and the purpose for why the summary financial statements are being prepared. Right? So title, addressee, then you have the opinion. Now here it says before, in the opinion also we have the introduction. So you have to identify the summary financial statements, identify the audited financial statements, and then a clear expression of the opinion. Right? So title, addressee, identify summary financial statements on which the auditor is reporting, including the title of each statement. And when the auditor is aware that the summary financial statements will be included in a document that contains information other than summary financial statements and audit report, the auditor may consider, if the form of presentation allows, identify the page number on which the summary has been given. Right, so this helps the readers identify the summary financial statements. Right, so you can also make a reference to the page number if some other information is being given along with the summary financial statements. Then identify the audited financial statements. Then your main bread and butter, you express the opinion. Then a state indicating that summary financial statements do not contain all the disclosures required by AFRF applied in the preparation of audited financial statements, and that reading summary financial statements and the audit report thereon, a place and the audit report thereon is not a substitute for reading the audited financial statements and the audit report. See, ma'am, 800 pages book, I have prepared a 200 pages summary. It says reading 200 pages summary is not a substitute. मैंने नहीं बोला है, standard ने बोला है, is not a substitute for audited financial statements and the audit report thereof. Then, if required, a statement that the summary financial statement and the audited financial statements do not reflect the effect of the events occurred subsequent to the date of the audit report on the audited financial statements. What does that mean? That audited financial statements report was issued on 25th of April. And a 25th April. Now, summary financial statements, the report is being issued on 25th of May. Right, so now in your audited financial statements, you would have considered subsequent events, adjustment, disclosure between 1st April to 25th April. Now, for summary financial statements, have you considered the effect of the events between 25th April to 25th May? No, because this is the summary of the audited financial statements. So, neither the audited nor the summary include the reflect the effect of the events which have occurred after the date of the audit report on the audited financial statements. Right, occurred subsequent to the date of the audit report on the audited financial statements. Right, then refer to the auditor's report on the audited financial statements, date of the report, and the fact that an unmodified opinion is being expressed. So, title, addressee, identify summary, identify audited financial statements, express opinion. Then you say reading summary is not a substitute. Then summary does not consider the effect of the subsequent events. it does not include the effect of the subsequent events, right? So again, if required, it does not reflect the effect of the subsequent events. Then a reference to the audit report, the date of report, and the fact that an unmodified opinion has been expressed on the audited financial statements, right? So next 3 points. Then after that, you have the management's responsibility. Auditor's responsibility is to perform the engagement in accordance with this essay. Right? Then after that, you have the signature, right? The auditor's signature along with the firm registration number, membership number, and the UDIL. And then there has to be a date of the report and the place of signature. What should be the date of audit report on the summary financial statements? Not earlier than the date on which the auditor has obtained the sufficient appropriate evidence. Don't say audit evidence. It is only sufficient appropriate evidence and the date of the auditor's report on the audited financial statements. So your summary financial statements ka report ka date should not be earlier than the date on which you have obtained the evidence for the summary financial statements and the date on which you have issued the report on the audited financial statements. Right? And then you have the place of signature mentioned over there. And so that is one major revision which has come in the content of Essay 810, wherein we talk about the contents of the report. Right? So title, addressing. Identify summary financial statements, audited financial statements, and then your opinion on the summary financial statements. Then you say that reading summary financial statements is not a substitute for reading the audited financial statements, then do not reflect the effect of the events subsequent to the date of audit report on the audited financial statements. Then you also make a reference to the auditor's report on the audited financial statements, the date and also the date on which the audit report was issued and the unmodified opinion. If it is modified, we come to that also. Right. Then you talk about the management's responsibility, auditor's responsibility. Right? You have the management's responsibility and then after that the auditor's responsibility. And then as usual towards the end you have the signature place and the date. Right? We have the signature place and the date. Right? So that is the contents of the audit report in case of the summary financial statement. Right? In case of the summary financial statements. Okay. Now coming to the various different possibilities over there. Like what we had seen in Essay 805 also. Okay, auditors report on complete financial statements and then audit report on part of financial statement. है ना कि inventory के कारण qualified है तो debtor के लिए unmodified yes. है ना what we had discussed in Essay 805. Now we are talking about it in Essay 810. If the auditor's report on the audited financial statements is Q, not modified, not MO. Modified means all three. Qualified, adverse, disclaimer. Here we are only talking about Q. Qualified opinion, or it has an emphasis of matter or other matter, or there is an MUGC, or there is a key audit matter, or there is an uncorrected material misstatement. Right? So now what does it say? Auditor's report on the audited financial statements. It either has a qualified or it has an emphasis of matter or the other matter, or it has a key audit matter, or there is a MUGC, or there is the inconsistent other information. Right? Auditor's report on the audited financial statements. If it has any of these, the auditor is satisfied that the summary financial statements are consistent in all material respects with audited financial statements in accordance with the applied criteria. The auditor's report on the summary financial statements, in addition to the elements discussed above, title, addressee, signature, place, date, will include the following. What state that? Okay, auditor's report on the audited financial statements is qualified, or there is an EOM other matter, or there is an MUGC, or there is a key audit matter, or there is a material misstatement of the other information. So if the auditor's report on the audited financial statements has any of this, then the auditor's report on the summary financial statements, one, you state that the auditor's report on the audited financial statements has any of these. Right? The auditor's report on the audited financial statements has any of this. Second, you copy paste. What you copy paste? The basis for qualified opinion, right? The emphasis of matter, other matter, MUGC, the uncorrected material misstatement of the other information. Right, so now what does it say? You copy paste. What do you copy paste? The basis for qualified opinion. Because qualified, the reason why it is qualified, or the emphasis of matter, other matter, or the key audit matter, or the MUGC, or the other information. And now, basis for qualified. Okay, entire financial statements you are saying true and fair except for inventory, which is overvalued by 20 crore. Example. Except for inventory, which is overvalued by 20 crore. So now summary financial statements also what opinion you will express? It is a fair summary of the audited financial statements except for inventory, which is overvalued by 20 crore. Right, except for. So what does it say? Basis for qualified and the effect thereof on the summary financial statements. Effect thereof on the summary financial statements. Right, so what does it say? If the auditor's report on the audited financial statement was qualified, or EOM, or other, or key audit, or MUGC, or other information. Number one, you say कि पूरे audit report में on audited financial statements there is a quote. There is some particular problem reported over there. Second, you describe, copy paste the basis for qualified opinion paragraph and also the effect thereof on the summary statements. And you also then copy paste. What do you copy paste? The emphasis of matter, other matter, MUGC, and again the effect thereof. An uncorrected material misstatement, other information, and the effect thereof on the summary financial statements. And so for all of these, what they are saying, the effect thereof on the summary financial statements. Right? The effect thereof on these summary financial statements. Right? So if it's an emphasis of matter, I'll copy paste that emphasis of matter paragraph. So that will be the effect. But if it's a qualified opinion, I'll also have to qualify my opinion for the summary financial statements. Okay. Right. So this is where they have considered the possibility that the auditor's opinion on the audited financial statements is qualified. And then the other matters and all of that. But what if the auditor's opinion on the audited financial statements is adverse or disclaimer? Right now, next possibility. What does it say? If the auditor's report, right? The auditor's report on the audited financial statements is adverse or disclaimer. What will be the effect thereof on the audit report on the summary financial statements? One, again, you state. What you state? That the auditor's report on the audited financial statements is adverse or disclaimer. Second, you describe describe the basis for qualified of the basis. Oh, sorry, basis for adverse or basis for disclaimer. And now, pura financial statements not true and fair, adverse. Pura financial statements disclaimer. Okay, we are not in a position we do not express an opinion. So here you are saying entire financial statements not true and fair. Say adverse opinion. And now can you say it is a fair summary of financial statements which are not true and fair? Can you say something like that? कि पूरे financial statements तो true and fair नहीं है. And now you're saying it's a fair summary of financial and fair. Not possible. What you say, it is inappropriate to express an opinion on the summary financial statements. So when the auditor's report on the audited financial statements contains adverse or disclaimer, state that the auditor's report contains an adverse or disclaimer. Second, you copy paste that paragraph, basis for adverse opinion, basis for disclaimer, and then say, because the auditor's report on the audited financial statements is adverse or disclaimer, you say, kya hi kahe? It is inappropriate to express an opinion on the summary financial statements. It is inappropriate to express an opinion. क्वालिफाइड तक क्या बोला? इफेक्ट दे रहा हूं. इफेक्ट देख लो. अब यहाँ पे एडवर्स डिस्क्लेमर है तो क्या ही इफेक्ट देखे? सो वी से इट इज इनएप्रोप्रिएट टू एक्सप्रेस एन ओपिनियन ऑन द समरी फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स. Right. Then you come to know कि my God, these are audited financial statement. This is summary. But ये summary ठीक से बनाया नहीं है. अगर ठीक से बनाया है तो हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? It is consistent. It is a fair summary. है ना? अगर ठीक से बनाया है, so then what do we say? It is consistent. It is fair summary. And if it is not properly prepared, what do we say? Yes, then what do we say? कि it is not consistent. It is not a fair summary. है ना? It is not consistent. It is not a fair summary. Okay, right. Then next one, restriction on the distribution or the use or alerting the readers to the basis of accounting. Right, so again, these are only the summary financial statements, right? So when distribution or use of the auditor's report on the audited financial statements is restricted, like, in case of special purpose framework, or the auditor's report on the audited financial statements alert the readers that the audited are prepared in accordance with the special purpose framework, the auditor will put a similar restriction or alert in the audit report on the summary financial statements. So that same basis of accounting and restriction on distribution and use, that same paragraph of SA 800 will be copy pasted in the report on the summary financial statements also, if it is a special purpose framework. Okay, then in summary financial statements, कि ये तो summary है, should comparative be given? कि audited financial statements में तो comparative is there, current year column 2030, previous year column 2029, but in summary financial statements, should comparative be given? It says it may be given, it may not be given. Right, so audited financial statements contain comparative, but summary financial statements do not. Then you have to check that whether the omission is reasonable. Okay, you say, oh, because it was summary, that is why management applied criteria that no need to give comparative. So whether omission is reasonable. An auditor will consider the effect of any unreasonable omission. So whether omission is reasonable or whether it is an unreasonable omission, then the effect on the auditor's report. And if summary financial statements contain the comparative, so comparative, one question is if they are omitted. Now, if they are omitted, whether the omission is reasonable. And now, second, where it contains the comparative that are reported or by another auditor, that means prior period audited by predecessor auditor. Auditor's report on summary financial statements will contain the matters required by SA 710, requires the auditor to include in the audit report. So, other matter paragraph, prior period audited by predecessor auditor, type of opinion, and the date of report. Right, so if it is comparative is omitted, whether omission is reasonable. If comparative is given, but it is audited by predecessor auditor, then as per SE 710, that other matter paragraph has to be put. A prior period audited by predecessor auditor, type of opinion, and the date of report. Okay, right. Then 720, right, whether any supplementary information has been given. This we study in SE 700 also. Okay, balance sheet, profit and loss, cash flow notes, and immediately after that, some charts have been given. Right, so that is SI, supplementary information. Right, so if there is some unaudited supplementary information presented along with the summary financial statement, number one, you have to check, is it clearly differentiated? That after the summary balance sheet, summary profit and loss, right, they have given some particular chart. Right, so this is supplementary information. Right, so this could be given after the audited financial statements also. So same procedure. So procedure number one, is it clearly differentiated? If not, you ask the management to differentiate it. If not, and whether it is clearly differentiated. If not clearly differentiated, ask the management to change the presentation. And if management refuses, the impact, auditor shall explain in the audit report on the summary that such information is not covered by their report. Right, so auditor will put a separate paragraph and mention this in his report. Right, then information in documents containing the summary financial statement. Right, so in the documents containing the summary financial statement, some other information is also given. SA 720, auditor will read the other information and check whether there is any material inconsistency of that information and the summary financial statements. Again, if there is a material inconsistency, so first you read to check whether there is any material inconsistency. If a material inconsistency is identified, auditor will first discuss the matter with the management and determine whether the summary financial statements of the information included which needs to be revised. If the auditor determines that the information needs to be revised and management refuses to revise the information as necessary, auditor will take appropriate action in the circumstances, including the implications for the audit report. Those of you who already have a fair understanding of SE 720, you will be able to immediately correlate it. Because this is exactly what is discussed in SE 720. It's like a mini version of 720 mentioned over here. Right, the auditor's responsibilities relating to other information. And now one last, second, the subsequent events, we've already covered the point. And okay, auditor's report on the audited financial statements, 25th April. Now, when is the report being given on the summary financial statements? 25th May. So, is the effect of the subsequent events between 25th April to 25th May considered? No. It does not consider the events which arose subsequent to the date of the audit report on the audited financial statements and after the date of the audit report on the audited financial statements. Right? So, audit report on summary may be dated later than the date of audit report on audited. Okay, audited ka report is 25th April, summary ka report is 25th May. In such cases, the auditor's report on summary shall state that the summary financial statement and the audited financial statements do not reflect the effect of events that occurred subsequent to the date of audit report on audited. This was there in our elements of the audit report also. Auditor may become aware of facts that existed at the date of audit report on audited financial statements, but of which the auditor was previously unaware. In such cases, the auditor will not issue the audit report on the summary until the consideration of such facts is done as per SA 560. Right, so first, if you come to know as per any fact of SA 560, you deal with it as per the audit report and then you give the report on the summary. Right, when the auditors report on the summary after the completion of the audit, the auditor is not required to obtain additional audit evidence on the audited financial statements or report on the effect of the event that occurred subsequent to the date of audit report on audited, since the summary are derived from the audited. Right, so between 25th April to 25th May, are those subsequent events required to be considered? No, they are not required to be considered. हमने इस clear अपने report में ही लिख दिया है ना कि subsequent to that if date it says the some events are not reflected. Right, the events are not reflected. Okay, and now auditor association. So what management did? He prepared the financial statements. CA gave the report. So they became the audited financial statements. And now management has prepared summary financial statements. And they are telling everyone, oh, summary also our CA gave report. Oh, summary also our CA gave report. Auditor says you ensure that wherever you are saying that our CA has given a report on summary, the report should be attached. Because maybe my report says it's not a fair summary. And thus, you cannot just say the report has to be attached. If the auditor becomes aware that an entity plans to state that the auditor has reported on summary financial statements, they plan to state कि हमारे auditor ने summary पे भी report दिया है, but does not plan to include the audit report. जैसे रिपोर्ट नहीं, हम सिर्फ एवरीबडी विल टेल हाँ हाँ समरी ऑल्सो सीए गिव रिपोर्ट, हाँ हाँ समरी ऑल्सो सीए गिव रिपोर्ट. Auditor will request the management to include the audit report in the document. इसे सिर्फ बोलना नहीं है, you have to include that report. Management does not do so. Management says no, we'll just tell everyone. The auditor shall determine and carry out the appropriate actions designed to prevent management from inappropriately associating the auditor with the summary financial statements in that document. Auditor says, फिर हमारा लिखो ही मत ना कि this summary also CA has given report. If you want to write that, no problem. Report. They say, no, we'll only write, we'll not put the report. Auditor says, no, inappropriately prevent the management. The auditor may be engaged summary financial statements of an entity. Obviously, you're appointed to do the audit of the complete financial statements, but you're not engaged to report on summary. And okay, audited to in a financial statements done by PwC. One, they may say कि summary का हमें report नहीं चाहिए. और अगर summary का report चाहिए, तो that report can only be given by PwC. But it's not compulsory. They may decide that they may decide that we don't want to prepare summary. Then to matter only does it come. They say we will prepare summary but we don't want to report on that. Then also no problem. They say we want summary and plus we want to report on that. Then CA says that document it should be included, the report. The report should be included. If not included, then that's the problem. Right. So what does it say? Auditor may be engaged to report on the financial statements of the entity while not engaged to report on the summary financial statements. If this is the case, then the auditor becomes aware that the entity plans to make a statement in a document that refers to the auditor. कि auditor का नाम आ रहा है PwC and the fact that summary are derived from the audited financial statements, auditor will be satisfied that the reference of the auditor is coming in the context of the audit report on audited. And statement does not give the auditor is reported on summary. You understanding? No, that would be very cunning or very cunningly the management otherwise could manipulate. CA has only been appointed to give a report on the audited financial statements. And now what management is doing? They are mentioning, right, that the summary are derived from the audited financial statements. Auditor, it's okay, they can write that summary is derived, but it should give not give the impression that, that the auditor has to be satisfied कि the auditors का जो report है उसका reference is in the context of audited financial statement, and it should not give an impression that the auditor has reported on the summary financial statements. And if A or B above are not met, है ना कि ऑडिटर का रिपोर्ट इज फॉर ऑडिटेड फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स और इट डज नॉट गिव अ क्लियर impression, the auditor will request the management to change the statement to meet them or not to refer to the auditor in the document. Most easy. Alternatively, the entity may engage. They say, auditor, my God, you are like so particular. They say, बैठ जाओ, कर लो इसका भी audit. May engage the auditor to report and include the related report in the document. Auditor says, this is what I wanted. Okay. If the management does not change the statement, like delete the reference to the auditor, right, or delete the reference of the auditor or include an audit report. Saam dam danda bhed, kuch bhi nahi maan rahe hai. Auditor will advise the management that the auditor disagrees with the reference to the auditor, and auditor will determine and carry out appropriate action designed to prevent management from inappropriately referring to the auditor. नहीं तो unnecessarily auditor को जाल में फंसाया जाएगा. And tomorrow anything goes wrong in summary, they agree, the third party stakeholders will say, oh, your auditor issued report. Auditor says, bhai, maine nahi report kiya. Here are reports of audited beta. Right? So if it inappropriately refers to the auditor. Right, so yeah, that is the wonderful discussion which we have had of the SA 810 also over there. Right, so you would have noticed these amendment notes, whatever is the amendment part in that, I've put it in the red and bold over there. And rest the entire content of the essay has also been put over there. And because these are the amendment videos, obviously they are provided right in your classes also, and plus for the benefit of the other students also, they have been uploaded on YouTube, right? So probably you would be yes, happen to come to this particular video, right? So I would if you wish, rather, you could pass on these particular amendment notes which are there on the Telegram channel or this particular video to your friends in case, you think that it would be beneficial for them in clearing, or in, it could be one of the step builder for them in clearing the exams, right? So we've done with 50% of the amendments, 50% more to come, but that essay part is done. So now we have the bank, NBFC, the internal audit, and the professional ethics and the liabilities of the auditor, those part of the amendment coming in the further videos, right? So stay tuned. Okay.